Rough and Beautiful, Stories of Homelessness and Hope from OPCC.
Charles Anthem by Keith Elliott. I miss my bed, my door, my carpet, my heater, my locks, my lamp, my blanket, my curtains, my speakers, my closet, my sink, my toothpaste, my toilet, my windows, my drawers, my washer, my dryer, my toaster, my fridge, my TV, my couch, my pictures, my towels, my every resemblance of home.
But I miss my money, my sneakers, my watch, my hair gel, my shorts, my shirts, my slacks, my tees, my sweats, my Vibros, my Nike, my Adidas, my looks, my style that made me unique.
I miss my dog. It's bark, it's purr, it's color, it's run, it's jump, it's rolling in the lawn, it's slobber, it's fetch, it's sit, it's stay, it's snarl, it's growl, it's howl. It's a way of making me feel loved.
I miss my friends, their laughs, their smiles, their tears, their chats, their belligerence, their listening ears, their love, their care, their attention, and their presence when I need them the most.
But I miss my family, their lectures, their prayers, their kindness, their hugs, their kisses, their gossip, and their stories, and their smiles, and all I get now are dirty looks.
On the street, I'm cold, I'm lonely, I'm desperate, I'm weak, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm anxious, I'm sad, I'm pissed off, I'm in danger, I'm exposed, I'm not even human.
But today,
I have a voice.
A New Story by Nathaniel Carter, Haley Bush, and Ruchi Gold.
My name is Olu. When I was born, never see mom or dad. She died giving birth to me. Living in the jungle, only 15 houses in our village, my grandma raised me. We didn't have doctors or medicine. My father was serving our country. He was soldier before communists. Same day he buried my mom, he gave me back to my grandma. He went back to Laos War, never come back. Never. Grandma's been everything in my life. No machine, no computer, no phone, no nothing. 17 or 18 water buffalo, 2 elephants. Our country called Million Elephant before communists come. Now they changed the name. I was 12, Grandma took me to China, to the Shaolin monk school in Beijing. Practiced meditation, martial arts, Tai Chi, there for 7 years. 1985 until 1992. I graduated. I was 19, a certified instructor. I stayed with my grandma back home about 2 years. And one day, in 1995, I woke up in the morning and I didn't see her. I go to see her, and she was still asleep. I said, "Grandma, why is there no food?" She was there, peaceful, eyes closed. I don't have nobody now. I left my home to Thailand. I swim the river to Thailand side. The first day, I met their military, guerrillas.
Come with us. What is your career?
I graduated martial arts as third-degree black belt.
Oh, you joking with your hands then?
Yeah, but I never killed no one.
We were trained to become a sniper. 6 months.
All right.
Tomorrow, we will give you 2 bullets and 2 names. Kill the communist leaders.
I have to shoot them?
Yes, you're very good.
My hand might shake if I can shoot a human. You know, I have to think about their wives and their children. It is different than killing an animal. If I miss the target, what would happen?
If you miss, we'll take you back to camp and chop your head off.
Why? Is that contract?
If you want to save their lives, you're on their side.
What if I don't want to kill no one?
And you're free to go.
Thank you. And I left. I go to Mekong River on Thailand side. I saw the boat. It was a Chinese boat.
Hey, young man, you want to work with us?
You don't have nowhere to go? Yeah, come work with us.
I unloaded heavy things, coconuts, bags of rice, 50, 60 pounds, day and night. They provide a room for me, and I not expect to get paid. but expect to get fed. But they don't pay me. For 10 years I work on this boat and not get paid. Sometimes at midnight they come to call you. Some women in there, a lot of Chinese women. Sometimes they take the women at night, take them out to the city, and they become prostitutes to make money. And every morning they come back. Every day they have a different face to tell you to work. Different face. After 10 years,
Anu, you work very good. We're going to send you to Hong Kong.
How can I go there? I don't have no money, no papers, no ID.
Don't worry, the company take care of you.
I stayed in the boat for 3 years. I work in there, eat in there, sleep in there. I never see the Hong Kong. After 3 years,
Anu, we're going to ship you to Canada. We take care of you from Thailand and Hong Kong. We're going to take care of you very good. Don't worry.
1 month. Oh, I go to Vancouver. I speak English very tiny. I don't know who they are, but I have no choice. I have to go where they direct me and work. After 3 years,
Anu, you want to see United States?
yeah, I want to see that. How do I go there? I have no passport.
We take care of you. We're going tomorrow.
We came to Seattle, downtown.
Anu, here's the United States. Take your bag.
You going to pick me up? Take me back to Canada tonight?
Anu, 16 years you work for us. Now, we're done.
They dropped me off in the Seattle with nothing. I see the rescue mission. That night, they explained to me that they have the church and teach the gospel and help you to understand. We're going to pray for you. Maybe you accept Jesus. And I accept the Christian life that day. That night, I learned the Bible. From the Bible, I learned English. 1 week in there, and I go to Salem, Oregon. I take the bus. Starbucks right in front of me. And I order coffee. Yeah, people coming to sit next to me. A husband and wife.
Hey, where are you from, young man? Are you doing sales?
I am looking for a place to sleep. I have $170, but I rent room with no ID. I'm a Christian.
We're Christians too, young man. We have a room for you to stay in. You'll just need to help with $50 a month for the electric bill. How long are you planning to stay?
1 month? Wow. They never know me. And they take me home and I stay with them. That night, I go to bed peaceful. And the next day, they ask me my story and I tell them.
Anu, you worked for 16 years with those people. You don't know who you work for. You worked for the human traffickers. You worked for the Chinese mafia. You need to be careful of that as you go on. Because these people, they have eyes in every country. They can see you. If you open your mouth to tell authority, they may be after you.
For 3 years, I lived in this country, here, with no documents. Idaho, Las Vegas, New Mexico, and Texas, stayed in with Christian people. Santa Barbara, San Diego, La Jolla, teaching Tai Chi. Ojai, Los Angeles, Greyhound Station, downtown, bus 720 to Santa Monica with my last $7. It's 5 o'clock. Where am I going to sleep? I walked to the downtown Santa Monica. I saw the library. I saw the people. OPCC, they said. Do you know the OPCC? I get to the OPCC and I see people standing there. Hey, what are you guys standing there for?
We're waiting for a sack lunch.
Yeah. All right. Sack lunch. I'm hungry.
Come join us.
I sign the paper and I see the doctor come in. And I walk in and I sit down.
anybody who gets in this position. It can happen to anybody. You're just a few paychecks away. I grew up in Los Angeles. Los Feliz, basically, born and raised. I went to UCLA to study communications, and I started working right away. My very first job was production at the Grammys. I worked my way up to location managing for film. I did that for years, and I made really good money till I was about 42. Came up with a disability, which stopped me from working. Then I had a couple, bad turns. I had a girlfriend who overdosed, suicide. I went into a depression. It was 8 or 9 years of substances, and I sustained for quite some time before I became homeless. It's a shame, is what it is. I mean, you just have enough to catch yourself. You're just trying to survive and sustain, but when you're down, people kick you even harder. People who have $1 million homes on the beach, and they don't want homeless people out in front of their property. A lot of these people are from somewhere else. I'm from here. I'm a native. I've been here 51 fucking years, and I get resentful, of people who move in here and treat me like I'm the fucking intruder. Do you know how many empty houses there are in America? Some of them the government owns, some the bank owns. They just sit there. Sick, isn't it? It's peasants and kings. That's what that is. But you know what? You gotta roll with the punches. You can't just lie down and give up. I mean, eventually I'm gonna get my own place. And I'm just gonna sit there and write for a year. Yeah, that's my goal. I'm gonna write a script. Maybe I'll write a script about what happened. I mean, but if you're gonna write, you gotta write about something that you've gone through, and I'm gonna make something out of this situation.
Here I was, on my own, raising my 3 sons. No help from their father. And I was trying to survive in America without any of the proper legal paperwork. I was struggling and vulnerable. And that's when the other man came into my life. The abusive man. His name was
Angel.
He would visit me at home and he would visit me at work. And he would stay later and later. And one day he just wouldn't leave. And he had worked on my mind and he had started to abuse me. And I was timid of making a lot of noise because of what I thought that he might do to me. I mean, it happens thematically. I know that I have been in abusive relationships before. Hearing things like,
"You have nothing without me! You can't survive without me!"
It really sticks with you. But I had my 3 boys and I was trying to raise them Christian. I wanted to raise them well. And there was this man living with me and I hated that. This guy was sleeping next to me every day. We were sleeping on the living room floor of the apartment that I was renting at the time. I felt like a hostage. And I worried also about what my roommate would think of me.
What kind of woman is she? Sleeping with a man out of marriage.
The problem was that Angel was mentally ill. I mean, he was paranoid, he had schizophrenia. He wouldn't take any of his medicine, and he used to make me feel like nothing. I had to act like everything was fine all the time just so he wouldn't scare my boys. I I trained them to be Christian, and I wasn't in my right mind at the time, so I married them. They were watching me, my kids, they were watching me. I didn't want them thinking, what a hypocrite, for telling us not to sleep around, but here she is, sleeping with some stranger right under our noses. That's what really hit me. The kids. I mean, this guy is taking advantage of me, and I don't feel like I can even pay next month's rent. I'm trying to be responsible. I am selling everything that I own. And Angel had a van, and so I thought, we'll go live with him in his van. I didn't know what else to do. I knew I was already tied to him, and he was paranoid and schizophrenic, and there was this extreme anger and jealousy when it wasn't even realistic. I mean, we would just be walking down the street, another man would walk by, and he would say,
"You slut! I saw you looking at him! I know what you're thinking!"
He would just sometimes flip. He would flip, and it was like he was looking at me like he was somebody else. And I thought, this is the angry angel. And then he would tell me,
I have my angels! I can't call them! They speak to me!
I was thinking, these can't be angels, these must be demons, right? I mean, I thought he was possessed because of how he would treat me. I remember I tried to escape once, and he caught up to me, and I never tried again. When I went against him, he would make me lay down in the van for hours without moving, without making a noise. He would interrogate me while I was laying there to the point where I'm just like, leave me alone, please. He would just beat me down physically or mentally. It didn't matter. I remember one day he said something that was really terrible.
I want to take my life! And yours too! I'll kill you and then myself!
I was thinking, get out, but I couldn't. He won. And every day I was thinking, how can I get out? How can I get out of this? God help me, you know? I am clinging to God in my mind, and I am just thinking, do something.
I'll probably just hang myself from a tree, you know? It won't hurt! I'll do it to you!
And I screamed to Jesus, please, just help me. I'm laying down, not able to move, but this guy is psycho and he's in reality, and I am crying and screaming in my mind. I couldn't do anything, and I thought, don't make one wrong move. And then I kept thinking, what did I do to deserve this? My voice? Has God given up on me? Is he angry with me? And I was trying to talk Angel down, you know, and I'm like, let's sleep together. I mean, that is not something that I would ever say, I promise. It's the last thing I would say. But he was sleeping with me at this point like 4 times a day, and it was horrible because I didn't want that. And I would just make my mind go somewhere else. And so I said, let's sleep together, but this time he said no. And then oh God, he doesn't even want to sleep together. Now I'm really going to get it, you know? I mean, he was addicted to sex, among other things. But after a few hours, he sounded like himself again. And he did sleep with me that night. So I thought, okay, maybe it's okay now. But, I mean, you don't understand unless you're in it. I mean, other women, they think,
Why don't you just try to call the hotline for this kind of thing?
I couldn't call. I mean, he was watching my phone. He was watching the internet. He would block me from people and emails that he didn't approve of. But there was one particular day when he said,
Don't call men! You can call women today, but no men!
so I was thinking, oh, I can call women. Really? So that day I was calling women. When he said I could, I figured I wasn't going to get it. You know, I figured it was going to be okay. So I called one friend, but I could just hear the judgment in her voice.
You are pathetic. If you wanted to get away from him, you would have already.
You don't understand the paralyzing fear of this abuse unless you're in it. I called this other woman last. I remembered that she had some experience in human trafficking, and so she might know what to do. And she could hear me, and she could sense that something was wrong.
Do you want me to come get you?
Yes, please, come and get me. And so I was at work. I went to work that day just waiting for her to come. And he had my car, Angel. And so I took my box of arts and crafts because that's all I could think to take that he wouldn't suspect. I really wanted to take my journal because I had written everything in there, all of this. But he seized it. It was his way of stripping me of my defenses, right? I mean, he took everything. Anyway, my friend arrives and I'm like, let's go, let's move, let's get out of here. And her boyfriend was driving and we drive off. And that was the last time I saw him. But I was ducking in the car like he was around. You know, I thought that he was around everywhere. And I heard that women that were as badly abused as I was, they think that he's always around. There must be a technique like I was brainwashed or something. I mean, he had me at my most vulnerable. But I got therapy at the next shelter. And I do believe in God as my rock, and that's what keeps me going. And that's why I want to write a book about it, and that's why I'm telling you my story, because it's a great one. I mean, it's terrible, I know, but with a happy ending.
Homeless to Hipster by Keith Elliott.
A park day. Charles has a beard and wears an oversized cardigan over a flannel with ragged jeans. He sits on a bench and stares without really looking at anything. Otto takes a seat on the opposite side of the bench. He also has an oversized cardigan over a flannel with ripped jeans. They look almost identical, except Otto wears glasses with big frames.
Hi, I'm Lana. Mind if I ask what you're reading on there?
Oh, this? It's just this philosophy book for my class. I'm learning all about Plato and his Light Aristotle.
Oh, philosophy's toast trending. You want to grab a cup of coffee sometime?
Do you drink fair trade?
Duh.
Put it down.
Well, Vegan Corner Cafe, okay. Tomorrow morning?
Is that fair trade you're drinking?
As opposed to.
Can I treat you to lunch?
All my life has been a roller coaster. Up and down, round and round. Star of the basketball team. Bachelor of Arts in English. PhD professional writer. Sick, homeless, tired, worn out, addicted, beaten up. No more pain. Please. No more pain. Oh man, how I miss when things were easy, when I never had to worry. No more worries. Please. No more worries. I look up and I see the shot clock. Time is running short. I'm tired, but I ain't afraid of a bit of hustle. Balls in my court, dribble, dribble, dribble. My time to shine. I got this. It is my time to shine. Arisen from the ashes comes the phoenix. It is I. Here I am. Bruised but never broken. No doubt I got this. My Nikes are tight. I am all carved up. It is my time to shine, coach.
Charles rummages through a trash can beside the bench. He collects some empty bottles and then finds a pair of hipster glasses in the trash. He puts them on and now he looks even more like Otto. Charles goes from homeless to hipster in seconds. He even pulls out a dusty magazine and starts reading.
Oh, what are you reading there?
Oh, nothing. Just a magazine that has some new spring trends. I actually have a degree in urban studies and fashion design. I studied over there at LMU.
Is that so? I'm an LMU alum too. You seem rad.
Thanks. So, fair trade, right? Bye.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Mom got a stroke and we couldn't pay the rent. 2 sheriffs appeared and off we went. Lucky for me, I had many friends. My phone book was full. I thought this would be the end.
I called them all, each friend I knew. But I found out the hard way, embarrassed, I didn't have a clue. They turned me away, every last one. Either their couches were full, or after one night, they were done.
So I took to the street, the place that couldn't turn me away. But it wasn't before long I found out no one wanted me to stay. I started sleeping in the daytime and wandering at night. I mean, the streets was its own beast. I was only safe in the light. In the dark, hooded figures approached me. I feared for my life. They were wanting all in my money, and I stared at their knife. A car drove past, and they got scared and fled. I stood there shaking, just thankful I wasn't dead.
For I had nothing I could give them, not one penny or dime. All I owned was sold, all I could spend was my time. And I was tired of seeing the sun come up on 3rd Street not having slept yet. I couldn't bear this anymore. Now I was in a different mindset.
I saw a friend in town, told her I could not take his life. She gave me a number. She said it would end my strife. I called and asked for a turning point. I heard they could give me a bed. A week later, they directed me to San Michelle, and I had a place to lay my head.
13 months of struggle were over. I finally had stability. I was putting my life back together to the best of my ability. You get to know people quickly when all you have to do is talk. The stories pour out from hearts previously locked.
Scorned by the apathy of others, I could barely say a blow. But no one here judged me. We were all in the same boat.
I found myself forming deeper bonds than had previously been forged. I've gained many friends since I've walked through these doors.
People come and go from here. This is only a temporary home. But now that I've shared this time with them, I don't feel quite so alone.
The people I've met here I'll never forget. I know their pain, their joy, their happiness, and regret.
And as I make my way forward with all that I have learned, we'll soon have an apartment, a place I have earned.
There's one thing I can tell you from this life-changing experience. It's that everyone needs help sometimes. And who you were makes no difference.
Lost and Found, the story of Jose Morales, by Bria Hammonds and Arthur Reeves.
I used to see people on the street, and I just think, man, they have no place to go, no place to call their own. If they really wanted to get off the streets, they could. I work day in and day out to put a roof over my head. If they wanted it bad enough, they did the same thing. I always had a job because I'm good with my hands, laying bricks, fixing cars, building structures. You name it, I can do it. Back in my home country, Cuba, the man said to me, he said, in this world, you either use your brain or your hands. So I think I'll use my hands. I'm good with my hands to get ahead. I've always been able to fix just about anything And so that's how I was able to keep a job. I used to think homeless people, they must want to be homeless. I mean, there's so much opportunity in America. Just go out, get a job. Well, at least that's what I thought before I got in trouble. Come on, get off me, man. Come on.
Jail really changed you. Just think about being locked in a cage for 20 out of 24 hours in a day.
I remember when I was younger, I didn't live in a big fancy house, but it was my home. Something I earned for myself. It wasn't much. But what I
You
could
feel like an animal in here. Every day they just throw you in your little cage.
Yeah, I was working on a house in Louisiana, working my butt off, doing overtime every single day.
I can't go anywhere without these two guys following me around. They basically take away your rights and any sense of manhood you ever had.
When the years go by, and now I'm free. But look at me. I'm making a fool of myself. Applying for a job like someone's going to hire an ex-con, and on top of that, I'm 55 and I'm homeless. Hello, ma'am. I'm here to apply for the carpenter position.
Okay, thank you. We'll get back to you in 2 weeks.
Is that it? There's no interview or something?
I told you, nobody wants to work with an ex-con. They don't trust us. They think we're just crazy or angry all the time.
Like I said, we'll get back to you in the next 2 weeks.
Hello, sir. I really need to get my green card as soon as possible because I've been living over here for 20 years now, and all I've been able to get is my worker's permit over and over again and again.
Well, I don't see the problem.
Well, the problem is I need somewhere to stay, and I can't get into low-income housing without a green card. I can't provide for myself in America without a green card.
Have you looked into staying into a shelter?
Yes. Can you please just help me get my green card?
Yeah, I will. Come back in 6 months. Hopefully I will have something worked out by then.
6 months?
Yes, sir, 6 months. That's the best I can do, but I'm not making any guarantees.
But all these shelters and the food banks are great, but they're only fixing the issue on a day-to-day basis. I'm in a messed up situation, and I got no one to turn to. And they just keep sending me to other people, and they're telling me to come back in a week or come back in a month.
I may be physically free, but I'm still trapped in this system that has lost any sense of humanity, if it ever had
one. Hello, ma'am. I just wanted to check on my application for the carpenter position.
Name, please.
Jose Morales.
I don't see anything on file for you.
The resume?
No.
Well, but I turned it in about a week ago.
Well, we don't have it. Come back maybe next week, bring it in, I'll see what I can do.
What?
I have a copy that I can give you right now, ma'am. But, ma'am, I hope that you hold on to it this time. Because not only do I need this job needs me. You see, I'm 55 years old, and I have been a carpenter since I was 10. That's 45 years.
I have worked on hundreds of different houses.
And I always work in groups. So not only do I know how to work well with people, I can get along with my peers.
I know that you're looking at my application. You may be writing me off because I'm an ex-con.
But listen, I was young. It was a mistake. And I paid my debt to this country.
And I deserve to be respected.
I know. I'm older than a lot of the other applicants.
To be honest, I didn't realize your resume was this extensive. Well, we have an opening for an on-site project manager coming up, and since you're a little older, it might be better because it's not that much physical labor. Can you come in for an interview maybe tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh, I will be there.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, freedom was something that I was born with, but since it was taken away, it's something that I've had to fight for.
I'm fighting right now.
Truett Story by Melanie Levy and Jasmine Davis.
Truett, get your things together. We're moving again.
Man, I'm tired of moving around. I want to stay here with the rest of our family, like a normal kid, and have friends spend the night.
What are you talking about?
You know, I had to make a hole in the closet for my sister to come through to my room. She's always scared of different men who bring into the house using drugs.
Hey, listen. This is the way we live. This is the way that it has always been. You know, you should get used to it. This is my life, and I'm not going to change it, so get your things together. Hey, I said now. Look, if you don't like it, you can leave.
Fine. That's all right with me. I can make it on my own. I got two best friends right here, and they never failed me like you did. So, I went from rolling joints at the age of 8, running away from home, to being addicted to drugs and alcohol.
I was on the move since I was young. We all moved around a lot because my mother could never afford to pay the rent after 6 months. All her money went to drugs. And I never knew what a stable home was because I never had it. And when things got too heavy at home, I couldn't rely on my mother, and I knew that drugs and alcohol would take me away from everything.
One thing I loved was love.
Yeah. Now, my mother did teach me that. Teach me to love, show unconditional love to people.
Feeling of having someone love me and take care of me, it was a feeling only a good woman could provide. I had a girlfriend I loved, and she loved me. The way we loved each other was so strong I could not see life without her. But one day, she had an epileptic seizure, and she died. Her girlfriends, they told me she was pregnant with my unborn child, and I felt like my heart was being ripped out of my chest. To numb the pain, I turned to what always got me through times like this: alcohol.
And then, after I get myself together, I put my all into work. I became a workaholic. I got married to someone who was my homie, my lover, my best friend. And I had a daughter who was all my world, and I based my happiness on my family.
Let's go to the park, Daddy.
I took my daughter to the park every day, and I also took her to the library every other day. I was gagged because of my motorcycle accident, and which had shaved some of my leg down, and I was home a lot. So I spent a lot of time with her.
I love you, Daddy.
How much you love her?
I love you this much.
Well, I love you that much.
Well, I love you, this much.
When my wife left me and took my daughter, I was empty, lonely. I couldn't imagine life without that happiness in my life. So, yeah. I turned to the one thing that would never fail me and always made me feel good. Drugs. And alcohol.
I never thought it would come to this.
Searching dumpsters for foods and cans.
Taking horse showers in gas station bathrooms.
You know how degrading it is to be neck high in a trash can, searching for the smallest scraps of food.
At that moment, I realized I couldn't do this anymore. Something had to give.
All my life, I had been in this cycle, and I couldn't take it anymore. The drugs, alcohol, life on the street, I just couldn't do it. And so I went from trying to get myself clean for others, and it never worked, to getting myself clean for myself and my sanity. Wanting to do better for myself.
You know, this is really therapeutic for me. Telling the story to help someone.
Loving yourself, you can help someone else.
And because I chose to be clean for myself, I'm determined to stay clean and make a better life for myself.
And become a better me.
Life is rough and beautiful.
We were wild back in those days. When the parents yelled and the kids cried queer, but we melted inside the haze. We could get away with anything. Let karma take me home. 'Cause tonight, I'm riding the city lights into arms of the unknown.
Life is rough and beautiful.
In the arms of another man. But too many arms and too many men make life a traffic jam. Age is just a number when the world spills alcohol. Location doesn't matter when that devil lives down the hall. Life is unforgiving when love disposes the remains. When the heart burns to ashes, I inject them in my veins. I felt 17 again. Put my troubles in the smoke and the stars. One day my father visited me there, but high turned faded stars.
Life is rough and beautiful.
And its roller coaster strides. One day every color looks so rich, and the next the saturation dries. Suicide felt more natural than the natural way things go. Sex, drugs, pills, shots, double down and hit the spot. That's the love I came to know. Family means forgiveness, but the memo falls through the cracks. Life is rough and beautiful, even when that love attacks. My sister came to help me. My brother never would. My mother looked past me when I did everything I could. I remember when we all ran away and sat atop that hill. Secrets kept us closer, and even when hard times imposed their will. Ginger was my family once. She loved me deep and true. And her four legs bounced into rooms and announced, she's the family that I knew. And when Ginger ran out my door, I ran out mine too. Because life is delicate and beautiful until it takes everything.
Life is rough and beautiful.
But there's no need to fret. There's so much hope in watching things grow, and only darkness and regret. Life can be so fragile when you choose to care too much about everyone else around you, even when love is not enough. But today, I choose to breathe new air into life that should be known. From the gardens to the fish, all of nature's gifts. I'll be their hero.
Life is rough and beautiful.
When you ride my course terrain. But sometimes, life's just beautiful.
And today,
Today, I
start my life again.
And I would love to thank Scott. If you would stand up for a moment. Just thank you for although he couldn't be here today, we'd like to thank Anu for sharing his story.
We would like to thank Mark. Your kindness has inspired all of us, and just thank you so much for allowing us to share your story today.
Jasmine and I would like to shout out Truett.
We would like to thank Loyola for sharing her story with us. And
I would like to thank Eric, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, for such an inspiring and wonderful afternoon.
On behalf of Keith Elliott, I'd like to thank Charles. Will Charles please stand?
And me and Ollie would like to thank Jose for sharing his story and letting us
There are some other thanks that we need to make today also. I would first of all really like to thank the people who have joined us here from OPCC. Christina, are you here? Christina Miller? Luther? Associate Director at OPCC, and if you do not know OPC's program, I think it is one of the finest that I have ever come across in terms of both their philosophy and their approach, their complexity of the program that they have. They are worth donating to, and they did not ask you to do that. Looking for a place to support OPCC is well worth your while. Is Luther with us? Luther, stand up. Luther is the program director for Samoshel, which is one of the two of their project homes that we were able to work with. The other was Turning Point. She is at a conference, I think, this weekend. So Patricia Baumann from Turning Point is the program director. They have been so gracious, as have all of you, in welcoming us into your homes at Samoshel and Turning Point. There's also, we are often hosted in this very special and very beautiful music space each time we perform in here. And Nestor Pereira, who is probably up in the booth there, is the man who runs this place and who takes such good care of us. So I'd like to thank Nestor. that it just all came together by magic, but it doesn't. And there are 3 women who have been major forces behind making this happen behind the scenes. One is a production manager, Aisling Galvin. Designed the visuals and sounds, helping our students, what they gave her, she put into that beautiful form. Katie Robbins, who is our stage manager. Lisa Breholt, who has been the production manager for the whole symposium, along with I want once again to thank Dory Baisley for just the constant support that she gives. Dory is in charge of script editing, which means she gets to tell them when they have to drop their favorite part out in order to make it all work better, and they've been wonderful about working with that. Also, you notice that we have a documentation so that Luther and Christina, you are actually going to get a well-produced version out of this that you may use. And I would like to thank Gino Brancalini, who is right over here. And his wonderful crew of volunteers this weekend. Has been with us from the beginning of the program, coming into the class, coming down with us to San Michelle or Turning Point, and just moving through this entire program. This is a real act of generous love from everybody in this. We also have guests. We have our guests. I didn't introduce our guest actors. Our faculty member Ron Morosco, who joined us. Mark Valera, who is an alum. Ken Narasaki, who has worked with Dory and I on other projects like this. And Cameron Taggy, who's just a stray student from LMU that we dragged. Turn it over to Laura.
Hi, okay, so now we would really love for you all to join us in the courtyard for a little reception.